Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Tamsin Rose, a Senior Fellow for Health at Friends of Europe in Brussels. Welcome to this event, which is the launch of the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence, ARISE, the pilot programme. We're delighted at Friends of Europe to be supporting this launch because we have ourselves just initiated the Africa-Europe Foundation, a new platform for dialogue and exchange between two continents which have so much to share. And today is the theme that we've been talking all things digital. We've been looking at what the opportunities and challenges are to move both of our continents forward as the digital transformation of our societies and our economies will play such an important role in meeting challenges such as climate change. So today we're going to hear about this new pilot program, which is a very exciting commitment to increasing scientific excellence and creating a pipeline of trained scientists who will deliver on innovation. And you'll have a chance to hear from the key partners in the project, from the European Union and the African Union, to show their political commitment to this process. So the first thing I'd like to do is pass over the floor to Sandra Kramer, who will give us a short introduction to the ARISE initiative. And I'm delighted to be able to introduce her. Sandra Kramer is the Director for EU-AU Relations in the European Commission, in the part of the Commission that deals with development cooperation. Sandra, please unmute yourself and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for being here today. And it's my privilege to make a few opening remarks and to introduce our distinguished guests. So today, the European Union and the African Union are launching a pilot program called the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence, or ARISE in short. And this new Pan-African initiative will do exactly what it says, to support scientific excellence. And to do that, it has 25 million euro in funding from the European Union. Now, the ARISE initiative answers to the needs of the new generation of African researchers who wish to work on the cutting edge of science and to lead and participate in global research efforts. African countries have emerged among top research performers, and many countries in Africa have included science, technology, and innovation in their national development programs. Now, the European Union shares a long history of cooperation with the African Union on science and technology, and the proposed comprehensive strategy with Africa, which we adopted on the 9th of March of this year, emphasizes the increasing importance of enhancing knowledge and skills to move forward and bring our partnership to a next level. The European Commission's Directorate General for International Partnership, which is where I work, is very proud of this ARISE pilot program. We're about to hear from the European Commissioner for International Partnership, Jutta Urpilainen, as well as the African Union Commissioner, Sarah Agbor, and European Commissioner, Mariya Gabriel. And our gratitude goes to all of them for their relentless support for EU-Africa scientific cooperation. Last but not least, the ARISE pilot program would not have become a reality without the initiative and the experience of the African Academy of Sciences, which will be in charge of implementing it. And we will hear from our distinguished colleague, Ms. Nijker, and I very much welcome her participation today. So I will conclude here, emphasizing that we in the European Commission stand ready to make this program a success. Me from the International Partnership Division and my colleagues in the Research Department as well. And I now give the floor to our distinguished speakers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sandra. And as you mentioned, we're now going to have a message, a pre-recorded message from the European Commissioner responsible for the area of international partnerships, Mrs. Jutta Urpilainen. Let's see her message.
Dear friends, I am delighted to take part in the launch of the EU-Africa Scientific Cooperation Initiative, the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence, ARISE. Research and innovation are drivers of sustainable development. This is why they are also a priority for our international partnerships. EU has a rich history of collaboration with Africa in this field. For decades, we have collaborated on research and innovation initiatives. This really is an investment for the youth. Looking ahead to the next 15 to 20 years, some 375 million young Africans are expected to reach working age. We owe it to them to put all efforts together for a brighter future. The launch of Arise could not come at a better time. It represents a major step for EU-Africa academic and scientific cooperation. It will give opportunities to researchers from both continents to collaborate and forge partnerships. The African Academy of Science, as an experienced and independent Pan-African organization, will run the program. I would like to thank the African Union and in particular Commissioner Agbor for the excellent collaboration to bring Arise to life. Together, we will give cooperation in science an ambitious push. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. And as you say, this programme is a significant investment in youth and to give them a path for excellence, to give them the opportunity to lead and move into cutting-edge research in an area that could benefit their field, their country and their continent for decades to come. Let's now hear another message from the African Union Commissioner who has responsibility for human resources, science and technology. This is a message from Professor Sarah Agbor. Let's hear her words.
It's an exciting time as we launch the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence, Arise, pilot program. Your Excellency, Jutta Urpilainen, European Commissioner for International Partnerships, Your Excellency Mariya Gabriel, Commissioner for Innovation, Research, Culture, Education and Youth, distinguished senior officials from the EC, European Community, African Academy of Sciences, and other affiliate institutions and partners, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to begin by extending special sentiments of goodwill from the chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Dr. Musa Faki Mahamat, and to express gratitude for the slot given to me for a brief statement at the launching of the African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence, Arise pilot program. The Africa-centered and African-driven agenda promised in the Arise conceptual framework are indeed laudable in the broader context of the EU-AU partnership, including the high-level policy dialogue on science, technology, innovation. Its objectives also fit into the overarching aspirations of the African Agenda 2063, the blueprint of the Africa we want, with the vision for a prosperous Africa based on inclusive growth and sustainable development. Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it has been a long-standing desire within the African scientific community to elevate the continent's role in global research, technology, development and transfer, innovation and knowledge production. This yearning was translated into policy and strategic action with the creation of the African Scientific Research and Innovation Council, popularly called ASRIC. It also culminated in the formulation of the Science, Technology and Innovation Strategy for Africa, commonly called CSR 2024, which lays out an instructive plan for improving STI readiness in Africa in terms of infrastructure as well as professional, technical and entrepreneurial capacity. This was the premise for the Commission's implementation of continent-wide AU research grants aimed at promoting and bolstering the culture of research in Africa. It is therefore inspiring that the Arise pilot program has been conceived to add value to an existing architecture of scientific initiatives designed to promote research and development in Africa. In this connection, I wish to underline the African Union Commission's mandate and enthusiasm to support Pan-African programs of similar nature with the aim of broadening and revitalizing the space for STI in the continent. In furtherance of the ARISE pilot program's relevance and sustainability, allow me to underscore the need to position the African Union Commission as co-chair of the Strategic Steering Committee and include ASRIC in the Scientific Advisory Committee. The African Union Commission is also willing to further support and actively participate in the drafting of the terms of reference for the various committees. In our considered view, the above measures will strengthen the program's inclusivity and Africa's ownership and reinforce its ability to address the continent's research needs and priorities. It is reassuring that the ARISE concept caters for women, girls, young people, and people with disabilities in conjunction with the objective of harnessing Africa's demographic dividend and providing fair and equitable means of livelihood for all Africans. As we work along this consultative and consensus-building process, the African Union Commission is therefore optimistic that ARISE will not be an isolated mechanism, but one well connected to the broader environment of continental research and development. As articulated in the action document, we anticipate that it will promote research excellence and foster job creation for young people in Africa. In conclusion, I wish to once again thank the European Commission, the African Academy of Sciences, and other partners for the initiative to create the ARISE pilot program. The African Union Commission looks forward to continued collaboration with you in this enterprise with a view to reinforcing the positive agenda for research in Africa. And now, as we're in the Yuletide season, I wish you a Merry Christmas and a super abundant, prosperous New Year 2021. Thank you. Obrigado. Shukran. Merci.
Thank you for those messages, and they're particularly welcome at this time of year. And I note this core message about how this ARISE pilot program is going to build on an existing architecture of science infrastructure. There you have a clear political priority identified by the African Union and the European Union to provide some support and develop the scientific excellence and research infrastructures in Africa. And you mentioned, Professor Agbor, that this is a mechanism for social inclusion. You mentioned that this is a way that Africa can capitalize on the demographic dividend of having this young, dynamic, growing population. And that's a very good bridge to our next message, which is coming from Mariya Gabriel, who's the European Commissioner who has responsibility for innovation, research, culture, education, and youth. Because the message here is that the young people who are thinking about a career in science now have an opportunity to get access to funds to support them in a way that will take them in a totally new direction and deepen their career paths and economic opportunities. And that's obviously something that in Europe we've been working to do by putting the two processes together, youth, culture, and science. So now let's hear the message from Mariya Gabriel.
Dear Commissioner Agbor, dear Jutta, ladies and gentlemen, today is an important day as we launch the ARISE program, a program that aims to strengthen African science based by supporting scientific excellence across the continent. ARISE will increase both quality and capacity of research as well as the number of researchers in Africa. This will have positive spillover effects on higher education and skills development across the continent and contribute to the shift towards knowledge-based economies and societies. Concretely, the program will offer grants to early career African scientists. It will be open to all African researchers in all areas of scientific endeavor. ARISE will complement other support modalities targeting capacity building, such as Erasmus+, the Marie Sklodowska-Curie Actions, or the European and Developing Countries Clinical Trial Partnership. The African Academy of Science will have a critical role in the implementation, and I address my special thanks and best wishes to them. The ARISE program fits in our Africa strategy adopted in March, which set the objective of promoting a knowledge society and economy based on 2 pillars: research and innovation and education. Along this line, in July, we organized the first ever R&I ministerial meeting between the European Union and the African Union, and I want to thank Commissioner Agbor for her leadership in this regard. At this occasion, we decided to focus our future cooperation on 4 main pillars: public health, green transition, innovation and technologies, and capacities for science, including higher education. Our aim is to turn this ministerial into a regular gathering. Why? Because investments in research and innovation ensure a sustainable and inclusive future. The current crisis shows even more. Research and innovation are best placed to accelerate the green and digital transitions, strengthen resilience and crisis preparedness, and support global competitiveness. From our perspective, we estimate that 2/3 of our productivity growth over the last decades has been driven by R&I investments. We expect our African partners to also benefit from these achievements. Until now, our cooperation through Horizon 2020 has been good, evidenced by the European and Developing Countries Clinical Trials Partnership, the largest R&I cooperation program between our continents and our R&I partnerships, on food and nutrition security and sustainable agriculture, on climate change and sustainable energy, and on innovation. But we recognize the need to go beyond, to support investigator-driven or bottom-up research activities, to allow researchers to identify new opportunities and directions in their field. This is where the European Research Council comes in, ensuring funds channeled into new and promising areas of research with a greater degree of flexibility. We estimate that over 70% of completed projects already led to discoveries or major advances. Among the ERC grantees, there are 6 Nobel Prize winners, 4 winners of Fields medals, and dozens of other important prizes. This is why I fully support the launch of the ARISE program and wish the best success to its future applicants and participants. For scientific excellence to be achieved, we need high-quality, inclusive education and research training so that talents can flourish. In this context, international academic exchanges are essential to improve the quality of higher education and research, sharing ideas, knowledge, and experiences. Over the years, we have very significantly increased the number of academic exchanges between the EU and Africa. Erasmus+ reached out to 35,000 African beneficiaries, students, teachers, and staff in 53 countries across the continent, while the MSCA actions involved more than 1,500 African researchers from 44 countries. With the launch of the ARISE program, I'm convinced that these numbers will significantly increase over time. So good luck and a lot of success.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Gabriel, for those messages. And I note that you have indicated the very close relationship between economic growth and the prosperity of our societies and the investment in R&I. In fact, you indicated 2/3 of recent productive growth in Europe is based on that. So it clearly is a real leverage point to allow our economies to grow. And you also highlighted how many of the global prizes, such as Nobel Prizes and Field medals, come from scientists who had this early investment in their career path that gave them the chance to deepen their work and to go further in their investigations. And that opens up the field of human knowledge and potential for everyone in the world. So it's certainly a global benefit from these individual investments and people with potential who could deliver huge change for the future of both continents. So now, as it was mentioned, that the implementation of the ARISE programme is being led by the African Academy of Sciences. And I'm delighted to introduce Isivani Naika, who is the Director for Strategy and Partnerships of the African Academy of Sciences. And she'll tell us a little bit more about the programme, how it will work, and what impact it would have on the individual scientists who are involved. Please go ahead, Isivani.
Thank you very much. Commissioner Sarah Agbor, Commissioner Jutta Urpilainen, Commissioner Mariya Gabriel, Director Sandra Kramer, and Director Christina Rousseau, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of a year where the COVID-19 pandemic has shown us that the things that separate us are numerous, we are reminded that the things that connect us are simple and all-important: community, health, and science. In the spirit of developing the scientific community in Africa, I am honored to give you details today of this novel African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence pilot program that aims to support scientific excellence in Africa through science, technology, and innovation. The partnership, going back to the beginning, was ignited at a meeting to the European Research Council that I made in October 2018. And a follow-up visit in 2019 from a European Commission delegation led by Robert Boumanger and a European Research Council delegation led by the European Research Council President, Professor Jean-Pierre Bourguignon. And they came to the African Academy of Sciences head office in Nairobi, met with a lot of our program staff, and were convinced that we were a correct implementing agency for such a program. It is modeled on the European Research Council Starting Grants, the ARISE program. And over the next 21 months, the conceptualization and development of this pilot program continued thanks to commitment, passion, and colleagues who started this journey but continued with us from the African Academy of Sciences and at the European Commission. And the action was finalized only last week and is being launched today. So I'm very, very delighted for us to be doing this during these Europe days. So we foresee this being part of a long-term partnership with the EC modeled similar to the European Research Council, whose mission is to raise the level, dynamism, creativity of the European research system by supporting, very importantly, the emergence of research leaders and improving the career prospect of early stage researchers. Obviously, in this case, we're working towards the development of the African research ecosystem, but learning from the great success of the European Research Council. The growing recognition of the importance of science and technology for economic and societal development requires that while we have concomitant actions to increase investment in R&D, this should be complemented by actions to make a career in research in Africa more attractive while enhancing the quality of the research produced. Set up in 1985, the African Academy of Sciences has a unique role as a African-led scientific organization promoting international partnership, like this one with the European Commission, for the development of a robust research ecosystem in Africa. Importantly, in 2015, an African Union resolution requested that the African Union Development Agency, now formerly NEPAD, in partnership with the African Academy of Sciences, establish the Alliance for Accelerating Science in Africa, the AISA platform, as a funding platform to catalyze the development and implementation of STI programs in Africa. This ARISE program is one such initiative. It will build on the experience of the African Academy of Sciences within the AISA postdoctoral program, and will work, very importantly, with other very important collaborators, the African Research Universities Alliance, the African Association of Universities, and the African Science Granting Council's initiative to develop the next generation of Africa's research leaders. So the overall objective of the ARISE pilot program is to broaden and strengthen Africa's science base through open and direct continental competition for funding amongst the very best young African researchers, with the aim of contributing to the transformation of Africa into a knowledge-based and innovation-led continent, and to making the continent a more attractive and inclusive place for bright minds to develop and, importantly, to stay. The specific objectives are to enhance the capabilities of these emerging African research leaders committed to a research and teaching career in Africa, to strengthen the institutional research management and support system that they receive to enable this Pan-African research to thrive, to support the generation of cutting-edge research in contribution to the transformation of Africa into this knowledge-based and innovation-led continent that we all are working towards. So the ARISE pilot program will offer 5-year grants for principal investigators to form their own team and pursue research at an African institution of higher education, and will be awarded to 40 African early career scientists from 40 African African countries, aiming for one institution per country. The size of the grant is generous at 500,000 euros per grant. Those eligible for financial support must have a minimum of 2 years and a maximum of 7 years of post-PhD research experience. And each grantee will recruit and supervise indicatively 2 PhDs and 4 master's students, with a maximum of 4 PhD and 8 master's students per research team, translating to a maximum of 160 PhDs and 320 master's students in total participating and benefiting from the ARISE program. So this launch event is the start of a range of mobilization events that will take place in the first quarter of 2021. This will include a range of events where we would seek to raise the awareness amongst research about this program. A launch for the call for proposals will take place in March 2021. The proposal review process from April to December 2021. The announcement of successful grantees in February 2022, and the commencement of research grants in March 2022.
Okay.
In conclusion,
yes, I was just going to say we're running out of time. Are you able to complete quickly?
Yes. In conclusion, I would like to ensure that the bright minds in Africa are part of the solution to Africa's development, and we would like to hear from them, speaking to how they see the ARISE program as an important instrument towards achieving the Africa we want, as outlined in Agenda 2063. Thank you very much.
Excellent, thank you very much. And now let's hear from some of the young people who are applying and who've been given a chance. Let's watch the testimonies of some of the scientists who've benefited from this program.
My name is Obed Ogega, and I work within the postdoctoral programs at the Alliance for Accelerating Excellence in Science in Africa, AISA, a platform of the African Academy of Sciences and the African Union Development Agency, AUDA-NEPAD. AISA postdoctoral programs are aimed at identifying and supporting rising African research leaders to stay and build their careers in Africa. We support the rising scientists through research grants, capacity building, networking and collaborations, and mentorship, among other initiatives. Some of our current programs are the Future Leaders African Independent Research, or FLAIR, which is implemented in partnership with the Royal Society UK, Climate Research for Development, or CR4D, implemented in partnership with the African Climate Policy Center and DFID, and AISA RISE postdoctoral fellowships, which is implemented in partnership with the Carnegie Corporation of New York. So cumulatively, we have at least 320 rising research leaders based in 31 African countries. The RISE program will provide the much needed support for scholars transitioning from early career to established researchers in Africa. The program promises to broaden and strengthen Africa's science base in response to its development needs and priorities. Therefore, the ARISE program will be an invaluable addition to our work at the AISA, and we look forward to its implementation from 2021. The following are testimonials from some of our early career researchers in Africa currently conducting postdoctoral fellowships with the support of ISA. The grantees will talk about themselves. They'll briefly describe where they are in their career and ambitions, and also talk about what the potential of their RISE program is for them and for the continent.
My name is Ogaliza Kupika from Zimbabwe, and my area of study is climate change adaptation, biodiversity conservation, and sustainable livelihoods. I'm a recipient of the Climate Research for Development grant implemented by the Alliance for Accelerating Excellence in Science in Africa through the African Academy of Sciences. I'm an early career researcher, currently working as a senior lecturer at Chino University of Technology. I have 18 months postdoctoral training fellowship experience with the same university. My career ambitions is to excel in academia through production of quality research outputs which have a potential to provide innovative nature-based solutions to climate change-related challenges in Africa and beyond. The ARISE program is a welcome development which comes at the right time, especially considering that Africa already has generic challenges which include widespread poverty, health-related challenges, as well as global environmental change. These have been worsened by the COVID-19 pandemic, and several economic sectors have also been hard hit, resulting in limited financial opportunities for the African scholar. So the grant is timeless in the sense that it also provides a platform to promote early career researchers who have got the ability to contribute towards innovative solutions through quality research outputs so that you can promote economic development in Africa.
My name is Michael Oluwatosin-Boduri. I'm one of the recipients of the ISA RISE postdoctoral fellowship grant. I completed my PhD in October 2018. Then I started my postdoctoral fellowship on the 1st of November 2018, having won the ISA RISE postdoctoral fellowship grant. So I have 2 years postdoctoral experience at the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa. I also teach at the Federal University of Technology, Accra. I am a physical metallurgist. I love developing alloys that are affordable. That's why over the last few years I've been working on lightweight materials that are light, strong, and affordable, especially titanium alloys. I've been working on how to reduce the cost of titanium alloys so that we can develop affordable implants for the biomedical industry. I would consider myself an early career researcher because I just finished my PhD 2 years ago. This is actually a very big positive step in the right direction for Africa, having the ARISE pilot program in place because Africa has a lot of young, talented researchers, but the challenge has been retaining these researchers on the continent over the years. These researchers prefer to leave the continent because of the difficulty in assessing research funds, assessing research facilities. Having a program like this in place means that we can manage to retain some of our best brains on the continent, and then we can allow them to express their talent. After all, talent is of no use without opportunity. Now they have the opportunity to express their talent and to help Africa solve some of our socio-economic issues that we've been battling with over the years. We can develop new technologies that are very, very pertinent to our problems, and then we can make Africa a better place to live. So I'm very happy. This is a very big step for Africa, and I think we're moving in the right direction. I do hope that those that would benefit from the grant should make the most of it, because I think it will change the way we do research in Africa. This is really big. Because most of these big grants goes to more or less the senior researchers, but now targeting the middle age and early career researchers is a very, very big step.
Je m'appelle Marthe Moncho. Je suis béninoise, chercheure en système d'élevage et pastoralisme. Je suis bénéficiaire de la bourse postdoctorale CR4D, Climate Research for Development, mise en œuvre par l'Alliance pour accélérer l'excellence scientifique en Afrique de l'Académie africaine des sciences. J'ai une expérience postdoctorale de 3 ans, obtenue grâce à 4 bourses postdoctorales. Je suis actuellement enseignante à l'Université nationale d'agriculture et chercheur au laboratoire d'écologie appliquée en République du Bénin. Mon rêve académique est de contribuer et d'éduquer, former de jeunes techniciens et ingénieurs compétents qui pourront relever le défi de la sécurité alimentaire et de la gestion durable des ressources pastorales. Mon rêve en matière de recherche scientifique est de contribuer à l'augmentation du nombre de chercheurs au Bénin. Il faut dire que le nombre de chercheurs au Bénin est très peu et aussi contribuer au nombre de chercheurs en Afrique de l'Ouest. Mon rêve est de construire une équipe solide, une équipe de recherche solide qui pourra implémenter des projets de recherche et mettre à disponibilité des solutions innovantes et durables qui pourront permettre le développement. Le programme ARISE, African Research Initiative for Scientific Excellence, vient comme un atout, vient comme un grand appui aux chercheurs en début de carrière et aux chercheurs émergents en Afrique. C'est un programme qui va permettre l'éclosion du potentiel des jeunes chercheurs africains. Généralement, la majorité des bourses postdoctorales disponibles pour les chercheurs en Afrique sont majoritairement des stages de recherche en Europe, des stages de recherche dans un laboratoire hors de l'Afrique, dans un laboratoire en Europe, en Asie, en Amérique, etc. Donc ceci ne permet vraiment pas de construire une équipe de recherche solide. Ceci ne permet pas le renforcement des capacités au niveau de notre institution en Afrique. Ceci ne permet pas l'émergence du chercheur au niveau de son institut de recherche en Afrique. Donc le programme ARISE donne l'opportunité aux jeunes chercheurs en début de carrière d'émerger, de construire son équipe de recherche. En plus de ça, le programme ARISE va permettre à nos institutions de recherche d'acquérir plus d'expérience et par la même occasion élaborer d'autres partenariats, faire des coopérations avec d'autres institutions de recherche. Non seulement le programme ARISE permet aux jeunes chercheurs en début de carrière de faire sa recherche ici en Afrique dans son institution sans se déplacer forcément vers d'autres instituts de recherche hors du continent. Donc ARISE nous donne l'opportunité de faire la recherche chez nous ici en Afrique, mais aussi en même temps de construire notre équipe de recherche. Il n'y a pas de développement sans la science. Et grâce au programme ARISE, les jeunes chercheurs, nous, jeunes chercheurs en début de carrière, nous avons la possibilité de construire nos équipes de recherche et de contribuer au développement de nos nations, au développement de l'Afrique.
Well, there we heard messages from young researchers who've received the grant, and we've heard how important that is to their mindset and their ideas about what their opportunities are and how they feel they can develop a potential career path not only for themselves, but a team behind them and mentor them in their specific area of expertise. So clearly, the grants that they could get as the beginning of a very promising career and perhaps whole new areas of research in their universities and institutions. So I'm now going to pass the floor to Cristina Russo from the European Commission, from the department that deals with international cooperation within research and innovation, to give us some concluding remarks. Cristina.
Thank you very much. It is really for me a pleasure and an honor to conclude this impressive event for the launching of the ARISE program, and I will be very brief. I would like to thank all the speakers who have joined us today, both in person or in video. And I note that almost all the speakers, let's say most of them, were women. This is of good auspices for the launching of the ARISE program. And I think that shows all the energy and engagement that we want to put in this program. I think what is important to underline here is that it is a joint initiative. It is a very important joint initiative between the EU and the African Union, and it complements the various initiatives that have been already mentioned, and I will not repeat, which make of research and innovation a very important pillar of the cooperation between the EU and the African Union. And it is also a joint initiative that puts together within the European Commission the strengths and engagement of the Directorate General for International Partnership and Research and Innovation. And I also would like to thank my dear colleague and friend, Sandra Kramer, for the excellent cooperation that we had in this regard. I will not repeat what has been said because a lot has been already said. I would just like to highlight that we are developing in the European Commission a global approach in research and innovation, which will strengthen the international cooperation dimension of the research and innovation activity, especially in view of the launching of the next research and innovation program, Horizon Europe, which is going to be, as Horizon 2020, the previous program, the biggest multilateral research program in the world, open to participation of all countries. And it is very important for me to say that we will do the utmost for those global approach and the Horizon Europe program, as it was mentioned by the Commissioner, to be strongly focused on research and innovation cooperation with Africa in order to also give more opportunities to our European researchers and the African researchers to work together. And of course, this will complement the importance of the ARISE project. And I just would like to conclude by wishing all the success to the ARISE project, to the ARISE program, and thanking all of you for having participating to this fantastic launching event, thanking all the speakers, and also thanking you, dear moderator, for your excellent work.
Thank you very much, Christina. And it has been a very interesting launch of this project. And at Friends of Europe and the Africa Europe Foundation, we're delighted to be able to host and moderate this event, which we see is very much aligned to the area we're looking at, which is how you invest in people and populations in areas of real public interest and to harness the potential of citizens to provide solutions together for the kinds of challenges that we face it. And that's been the theme all week, as we've had the Africa Europe Days launching our strategic groups looking at agriculture, energy, transport, health and digital. For those of you who are interested in following up more, in a few days on the 9th of December at 2:30 at Friends of Europe, we'll be having the launch of the high-level group report on the Africa-Europe Climate Alliance. And for those of you who are interested, in a few moments, you can turn to the Digital for Development Hub, which is being launched with high-level participation by the European Union, various member states, which is another big initiative looking at how we can use digital development to support growth and change in our societies. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye from Brussels.